Let's Fly VFR shows you how to build a city, and we're going to do my hometown of Adelaide, South Australia.
Hi YouTube, welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Hi, my name's Gunny.
Well, welcome YouTube. It's Gunny from Let's Fly VFR. Today I thought I would do a little bit of building for you in Overlay Editor. The reason I thought I would do this is there seem to be a lot of people liked the building an airport video that I did recently, and what you can do with Overlay Editor is you can build anything that is nearby your airport as well. And this is something you got to get your head around. It's not a matter of just building airports. Sometimes there are things that you need to put near the airport, whether it be forests, towers, anything of navigational assistance, things that's going to help you find the airport. Sometimes you need to put runways, as I found with one of the recent ones, Callington. I flew around for ages trying to find that when I wanted to do the video, and could I find that damn thing? Not a chance. And it turns out it didn't have any real runways, so we need to put some runways in there. So here is Overlay Editor again. If you haven't seen the previous video on building airports, which there are actually two now. There's one building Callington Airport, and there's one a general introduction when I was working on my home airport at Adelaide Soaring Club in Gawler. So if you want to load, you need to go up here. So let's go through it quickly. So we got new scenery package. If you wanted to create something new, and how do you start that process is probably the first question. Is you go here to find yourself an airport that you want. Now the thing with this is it doesn't list all the airports that you might want. So you go, well, what the hell am I going to do to find the airport? What you do is you find the airport that is nearest to it that it's recognised. So let's say Gawler didn't exist. Okay, the database didn't know it was there. So the nearest large airport I could go to would be Parafield Airport. And Parafield's only about, let's say 10 nautical miles or so, 10-15 nautical miles from there. So I can go there, and then I can zoom out and I can push the map along till I find the location of where it is, and then I can zoom back in and I can just start building. And that's what I've done here in the city. So what I'm going to do is come over here, and you can see here, you can also see my libraries. Let me just there's the one we want to go to, Adelaide International YPAD, and I haven't downloaded or haven't had an update on this airport through X-Plane 11. I think there may actually be one, but my own airport overrides it currently. We've got Parafield there as well, but you can see the libraries, and I think that's fairly crucial because with Overlay Editor you need to download the libraries, guys, to be able to get the full benefit. Unlike World Editor or WED, where everything's already included in WED, so that makes that a little bit simpler on that front. But at the moment, this is what I've been using. Maybe later on I'll move on to WED, and that would be a bit easier because now I find this a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing these airports and doing my surrounding areas, especially in an area that I'm familiar with, which is Gawler, Parafield, Adelaide Airport. I fly in and out of those. Parafield Airport in airliners, and Parafield I've flown at when I started doing some GA flying initially. I did 6 hours down there, so not very much, but it's close to my home or my house, so I know what it looks like. And Gawler itself, well, I have Gawler just about spot on, short of an awning which I need to put between the two clubhouses, but the rest of it I'm really happy with. That's really awesome at the moment. So we're waiting for this to load. That's why I'm gibbering away. So here's Adelaide Airport. Now these are all objects that I've put in. You see, that's a car park area, And there's a couple of buildings down here. Now, your actual air traffic controllers are down in, this building here, I think it is. Let me zoom in a little bit. So how do I move? I just use the mouse button to zoom in and out, guys. Zoom in and out. And if you hold the mouse button down, then you can drag the map. If you don't roll it, as you do, and I did there just a little, then you don't zoom in at the same process. So air traffic control is actually, now I think that's the right building there, but it's here. Okay, it's just in this area here. I was fortunate enough to go down there and see the guys at air traffic and watch them in action. With Adelaide Soaring Club, it was a bit of a trip that we did with those guys, and that was really interesting to watch how that all happens. Being as a sport pilot that I am, I don't deal with air traffic at all. It's all non-towered airports for me. So when I'm doing flights, we do go into places like Adelaide, and we'll be doing some flights in here because I'd love to show you around Adelaide Airport itself. We have some objects here. You can see where I've put in, and you can see here what we've done. Put in some of the walkways and things like that. And again, just as a reminder, if you're using your insert and your deletes and your home, end, page up, page down, you can manipulate this around to suit yourself. Now, I would like to do the actual terminal, and that's something I think I'm going to have a go at in the future, but for today, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what we'll do, and my plan was to go to the city. So here's the city, and you can see the runway here. So your flight path is right past. This is the city itself, the CBD, and if you go out here, the turn-in point is out this way here. It's called Modbury. Modbury's a suburb of eastern Adelaide, and there's a point there where the airliners and fly in from. So they fly generally, and I'll zoom out a little bit further, and you can see Parafield there. Now these are on different maps, or they're saved separately, but this here and what I've been doing here in the city, these are linked. So if you were to download Adelaide International, you'll get the city work that I've done already. If you download Parafield, then you just get Parafield. If you download Gawler's up here further. This is Edinburgh Air Force Base, where I used to work as well, and we have Gawler up here. Now Gawler is linked to work that I've done out here as well. I've put some zones out there to stop trees coming up where they shouldn't do, exclusion zones. So, without yapping on too much, just to give you a bit of an idea of how it works, and ways around problems like, well, my airport doesn't exist. Just find the nearest one and then work your way towards it. So, Adelaide, and let's zoom in. Actually, I've got myself lost, haven't I? I need to be a bit further across. There we go. And we're back to the city. So this is the North Adelaide area. You can see the Adelaide cricket ground here. Over here is the new Adelaide Hospital. The old Adelaide Hospital is here. The museum's about here. And this is the main road into town. So certainly this front section here is what I've been working on to make it look something like, and let me lower the angle a little and we'll rotate it around. So if you were to be flying into the airport at the moment, that's the sort of view you're going to get. Now, can we see the airport as well? Can't quite see it. It doesn't show it so well. It doesn't like being zoomed around. Can we rotate? Okay, there we are, Adelaide Airport. So you'd be flying past down this way and you can see the city there. And also there's some buildings over here as well. This is, okay, I've forgotten. I'll get it in a minute. You know what the pressure's like, don't you guys? You've got a microphone in front of your gob and you've got a camera rolling. So let's have a look. What do we want to do? So we've got, if you're not real sure, I've used some facades here. Now this was a facade from memory, white office. Okay, and all I'm doing is looking at, these are multiple objects joined together to create something. And let's zoom down. What have we got here? We've got some buildings there and buildings here. So you can see what I've done. I've got one of these and put multiples together, turned them around and pointed them in the other direction to give you what you want. Give you that feeling of having that there. So let's do that here because we've got some buildings here that haven't been done yet. Let me zoom in a little. Now we have it, that particular one selected, agriculture, ARG, and that's in the objects library. This is a really good library. It works really well. So we put it down, and if you can look closely, you can see the little red dot. So I need to align it to run down this angle. So I'll use my E key and just rotate it around so it looks like it's a bit too far. Q key to go back, and that looks pretty close. So let's grab it with the left mouse button and we'll put it up again. Now if you want to build cities accurately, this isn't the way to do it, guys. This is definitely not the way to do it. But if you just want to get a representation, so when you fly past, because you're not going to be taking that much notice, you're going to notice the cities there, but that's probably the extent of it. So that's why I'm not too concerned about being super accurate. Now we're going to use what we would use in Microsoft Word, Control Copy, Control V, and look at that. And if you do that, it comes back at the same angle. So we don't need to rotate it and do all the messing around. Control V again, and we'll put that here. Okay, so we have the, just careful with the alignment. Zoom in a little bit if you need to. Use your arrow keys to move the map around, and you can see that's just out a little. So we can tap a D key, and that looks like it's pretty much lined up. Okay, so what do we need next? We need some to go this way, and we need some to go this way. And if you wanted, and I think I will grab another set of these and put them here. So before we start rotating things, we can copy and paste again, and we'll thicken this up. So as we fly past, it will look something like it. This is the university, I think, down here. So feel free to correct me. I'm pretty sure I've driven past here, and that's what it is. So there we go. So we filled up that section. So you're just filling in the shadows, aren't you? And Control V again. Now I need one more, I think. So let's grab that and put that here. Line that up. Try and keep the edges lined up here. If you're not real sure, get a little closer. You get a little bit more accuracy with the mouse than you do by using the buttons. Using your W and your S and your E and Q for the rotation. So there we go. That's done. I'm going to save that before I do something silly and break it. You know, save your work. Where I am, now and again the power just disappears for a moment and then all your work's gone, so you don't want to do that. So be conscious of where the red dot is, and Control V again, so we want one, but I want to rotate it now, so I'm going to push the Q button, and you see it rotates around that red point, and we want to try and get the angle that's going to bring us down this way. And again, as I said, I'm not trying to make it look 100% the same, but we'll take a flight past this once we're done in the Cessna, and you'll see what it looks like. Let's drag that out to the edge there. Let's grab that piece out to the edge and make it line up. Grab this one. Now we want this one, we want this angle, so we'll copy and V again, and then we'll join those structures together, and we want one for up this end. So let's go Control V again, because we already have one that has the right angle available. And there we go. So we need something for this section here. Control V. And we can just continue to do that, because that'll look really, it'll look pretty close as we fly past. And these are not high buildings. These are relatively low, I think 1 or 2 story at tops. And it's not far from the zoo. I think the zoo area is not far from here as well. around this road. I think we probably have to go around a little bit. I think this is all the zoo here, Adelaide Zoo. So we can always plant some animals in there maybe, but not right now. Let's work a little bit further on here. Although this is not quite the skyline, it's very convenient that we're already here just to pop a few more. So I'll grab that one, Control C for copy, Control V for paste, and that's nearly where I want it. Let's move that. Control V yet again. Be careful as you grab it that you get the right one. And there, and Control V there, and we'll have one more for that spot. Now we've got two buildings on the front. Let's go Control V, left mouse button, grab it and move. You can see I've grabbed the wrong one. So that's fine though. We'll grab this one and move it. It's always an issue when you have layers of objects, guys, so be really careful. Often it seems to have a priority for anything that's underlying. So you click on an object, but maybe the tarmac that's underneath it will highlight first. So you need to click again, and you may need to click one more time before the object that you actually want becomes available to you. So copy again, and you have to be conscious again of that little dot, don't you? So Control V, so it's over there, out of the way, and we'll put that down there. And I'm sure that will look fairly representative as we zip past even in the 172. So we've got most of our buildings. Got a couple more over here. How about we do those as well? And I will rotate the map. So I'm using home to rotate the map to the left, because I'd like it to be vertical. It just seems easier to work on it that way. Use my mouse button, hold it down, move the map, move my little cursor over the top of that building, and Control V. So it remembers where it was. It remains relative to where the map was when we did it. So I'm going to use E just to rotate it, and that's pretty much lined up. So let's drag that down to the end at least, and Control V. Oh, I should have copied, shouldn't I? Control C, Control V. A little bit too far. Zoom in a little, scroll in, and what I'm going to do is take that out of the way and hit delete, because I can't be bothered with that one. Control copy, Control V again, and drag that out. Just line that up. Sometimes it's good just to overlap a little. There we go. Control V again, and grab that, pop that out in the end there, zoom back out so you can see what you need to do. So that's a little long. It doesn't matter if it's inside the other structure, okay? You can't see it. So move in, not quite lined up. You can see our edges, and we've got a number of structures there together, or objects. So the next one, we need this one. We just need one. Why is it picking multiples? Only want one. Oh, okay, well I'll take the whole lot in this case then. Copy, move our red dot out of the way, Control V. Now you will, I'm sure you're going to see an issue here. I'm going to rotate this because it needs to be from right to left, doesn't it? It needs to be elongated. But what can happen is this structure can break up and not remain fixed as one unit as we rotate it around. But today it's working. Okay, happy with that. But that does sometimes happen. You'll find if they're not joined up, or they don't rotate as one unit, then you start to see them cracking, and some will turn faster than others and things. So we're able to grab hold of that. Let's attach that to about that point. Well, welcome everybody. We're now in sim, and we're taking off at Adelaide International Airport. I wasn't actually going to start the video here, but I thought, well, I'll show you the airport as well. This is the airport that I've built. You can see it's a big shopping centre here, and there's still objects and things that can go down here, but all these objects have been put in place again just over the map that's supplied. We have some aircraft there today. You can see the objects that are put in here, the walkways out. So there's a number of those. This is nice and accurate, I believe. This is pretty close. And what we're going to do is fly out, and we're going to go out to the city, which is just a little bit to the right. Let's go back to our forward view, and we'll just get a little bit of altitude. I'm going to forego all the technicalities, guys, so we're not here just to fly, we're here as some tourists over the city. Okay, so let's fly out along the city and just see what we can see, because I haven't had a look at this since I did the cities and stuff previously, so we'll all see this for the first time, providing I can find the city. You'd think that'd be easy, but it should be to the right, shouldn't it? So there's the river. So I'm going to keep going a little bit further forward. Let's jump into the back seat. We can see a little bit better than there. So you can see some of the objects we've put up. You can see the big hospital. Some of those buildings that we've been putting around the side here. And this is the major hospital. And these are the red ones that we were putting in. I put some in here and over here. These are the ones we did initially, guys. So let's rotate a little bit further right. We'll take this different view. Golf course down here. And, you know, I'm happy with that. That's giving us a general view. And it just doesn't look flat, does it? And again, that's the whole point. It's just to make it look like it's something of a living city. The problem with the Ortho for XP here is this hospital was being built, hence all the red stuff around it, when the Ortho photograph was taken. So next time around that'll change, and I'll have a better floor plan to actually maybe modify this so it looks like what the actual building looks like. But I haven't seen it, so I think it looks something like that. There is a basic floor plan there that I followed. We have the tennis centre down here, the main road that takes you into town. We have the university, I think it is here, main road in. There's a couple of big hotels here. That hasn't worked out as well as I would have liked. That's good. We got the entertainment centre here. Again, that's a very unusual building, and without using a 3D program, it's just not going to look right. But it gives you an idea of what's possible. The more libraries you have and the more time you take to learn and look, there's a lot of facades available. And you can see all these individual buildings we've put down and through here. And around here, there's a lot of individual ones here, and some of these are just the ortho scenery, so it's a little hard to tell, isn't it?